For the past several years, Disney has obviously put more of a push on identity politics and social justice. They've definitely tried to get that crowd. That's the crowd they've been after, whether it's been Marvel or Star Wars or any of these big properties. It's been obvious to anyone. And now they got in a little bit of hot water because with everything going on in Florida with the parental rights in education bill labeled by the mainstream media, the fake news media as the don't say gay bill, because they knew that that would garner some outrage for them on social media, even if it has nothing to do with the actual legislation. Disney got in some hot water because initially Bob Chapek said, "We hear your concerns, but we don't want to be political." Well, it's too late for that, Bob Chapek. You have already demonstrated that Disney is a political company. Like, we know that. That is a fact. We've seen it in the double standards that have been applied to employees like Gina Carano. So when Gina Carano posts something that in no way should have gotten her fired, it's laughable. But when it happens for Gina Carano, someone who a lot of people might label as conservative, whether that's true or not, right? Whether we knew that or not at the time, that's what they labeled her. But when someone like Pedro Pascal does something far worse, labels half of the country Nazis, you keep him employed because there is a political double standard at Disney. Well, now Bob Chapek, the woke mob came for him and he has bent the knee. Disney CEO Bob Chapek now fully aligns company with LGBTQ plus agenda, declares he will be an outspoken champion. Disney CEO Bob Chapek completely removed any confusion as to where he stood on Florida's parental rights and education bill, which bans the teaching. Think about this. This is what everyone's so upset about. Someone said anti-grooming bill in chat. That's what this is. This is not controversial, right? It bans the teaching of sexuality of any kind and transgenderism to children between kindergarten through third grade. This is a bill that essentially does not let activist teachers try to tell your child that they're a different gender when they're 5 fucking years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. There's virtually no one who's actually a parent that is opposed to this. And I am glad that this bill is being passed in my state of Florida. Thank you, Governor Ron DeSantis. But I go on. In a recent company-wide email obtained by Variety, Chapek declared he's fully on board with the LGBTQ plus agenda, and he promises to be an outspoken champion for their movement. And put a little more bluntly here in Breitbart, Disney CEO Bob Chapek grovels to LGBTQ employees. "I let you down. I am sorry." And I like the picture they chose here with them prayer hands. Please forgive me, LGBTQ plus IA employees. This is, of course, after Ron DeSantis torched them. Because during the investor call, Bob Chapek said, "We actually are opposed to this bill. We called Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida. We let him know how we feel about this." And Ron DeSantis rips woke Disney after CEO Bob Chapek attacks parental rights bill. And he called them out. He called them out for their double standards. He called them out for their hypocrisy. He called out this family-friendly organization, as they've been portraying themselves as, trying to get involved between a family and their children. And of course, he brought up a point that all of us have talked about too. You've got Disney, who is a virtue signaling company. "Oh, we support this agenda. We can't believe that the government would want to pass something like this. Oh, by the way, we stand with Ukraine. We're going to ban business in Russia." All the while, they're in the pocket of China. They're doing business with the Chinese Communist Party. This is why you can't take these corporations seriously. They didn't want to get political until they got backlash from the woke mob, from the same audience that they have been pandering towards, that they wanted, that they asked for. Well, you have that audience now, and you're going to have to bend the knee to them, apparently, because that's what Bob Chapek did. How can you take this company seriously? The answer is you can't. "Oh, we can't be involved with Russia. But, by the way, we're going to film Mulan right next to a fucking slave concentration camp in China. And we're going to thank the Chinese Communist Party." That's where Disney stands. Not with their fans, with woke activists. But I guess that should have been obvious from the past several years. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.